life is like a song. Oh yeah, at last.
Ladies and gents, just before Fia speaks to us, can I ask everyone to come in really close so she feels like she's addressing us personally?
Hello and welcome. We are currently reading the Book of Bereshit, which is a book that contains many dreams. Yaakov dreams of a ladder. Yosef later dreams of his brother's sheaves of wheat, then their stars bound down to him, which causes friction, and he ends up becoming a prisoner in Egypt. Then two of his fellow prisoners, the baker and the butler, also have dreams. And finally, in Parshat Miketz, which we read today, Pharaoh himself has two dreams about cows and ears of grain. Bat-Mitzvah girls also have dreams, but what is a dream? Dreams are sometimes called visions. Pharaoh's dreams, when interpreted, were visions of what would happen in the future. In Parshat Miketz, Pharaoh dreamt about 7 fat cows and then 7 thin cows that ate up the fat cows, despite the fact that they were weaker. This scene was then repeated when the 7 thin ears of grain swallowed up the 7 fat ears of grain. When Yosef interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, he predicted 7 years of plentiful food, immediately followed by 7 years of severe famine. Pharaoh's dreams on the surface were about cows and grain, but actually their message was about times of plenty, followed by a terrible famine. The message was that you can look at things in a negative way and allow the bad times to overwhelm the good times, or you can have a more positive outlook and use the good times to get ready for when times are tough. In Pharaoh's dreams, we saw that the weak can conquer the strong. We see this message again in the Hanukkah story. The Jews were in conflict with the much larger Greek army. The Greeks should have had no problem conquering the nation of Israel, but they didn't. They lost. When Yosef dreamt of the sheaves of wheat bowing, it shows us that the majority can be inferior to the minority. In other words, it is quality over quantity. When the Jews were victorious over the Greek army, we also saw quality over quantity. There is another great lesson here, which relates to the word Hanukkah, which means dedication. On the 25th of Kislev, the Bet HaMikdash was rededicated. According to the Midrash, the completion of the Mishkan also happened on that day. The Jews had been told to construct it on the 10th of Tishrei, the first Yom Kippur. After collecting all the materials needed and putting it all together, it was finally ready to be assembled on the 25th of Kislev, but it was not actually erected until over 3 months later. Why did they wait for over 3 months to complete it? Rav Nissim Alpert suggests that the delay was to emphasize the effort that was needed to get the Mishkan ready. We did not rush to use it as if it had just happened by magic. If the Mishkan had been used immediately, the effort would have been seen only as a means to an end. That is why there was such a long delay. Judaism is a religion of effort. We must always try our best, whatever the outcome. That is not in our hands. That is for Hashem to determine. Hashem does not require us to get results, only to make the effort. I will always try to make the best possible effort to succeed, and I hope that Hashem will help me to achieve my goals. As we all know, Hanukkah is about miracles, and like Shabbat, the Hanukkah candles are not permitted to be used for their light, but are there to be marveled at and enjoyed, to remind us of the miracle. Babies too are a miracle. Often, when a baby is born, the mother will light an extra candle on Shabbat to represent her child each and every Shabbat from then on. We see from this how children bring extra light into our homes. I've always tried to bring extra light into my home, and for my Bat Mitzvah, my grandparents have acknowledged this by giving me my own beautiful set of silver candlesticks for me to light. The Midrash tells us that light is a representation of Hashem. Oter or kaselma, God wears light as his garment. Ra'er Hashem panav elecha, God casts light upon us as he cares for our needs. So, where there is an additional light, there is a greater sense of the presence of Hashem. When we light the Shabbat candles, we place them in our dining rooms to invite Hashem into our homes. But on Hanukkah, the Hanukkah is placed on our windowsills, not to bring Hashem into our homes, but to bring him to people on the streets outside. We bring the light of the Torah to those who might be far away from Yiddishkeit. If, on the Friday night of Hanukkah, we only have enough money to buy candles for either Shabbat or Hanukkah, we are told that his Shabbat is more important. This is to emphasize the fact that we must first have Torah in our own homes before spreading it to others. When we light the Hanukkah, it is our custom to light one candle the first night and add an extra one each night until we finally light all 8 candles. The number of lights starts small but build up to something big and amazing. Children also start small, but then they grow up to become a big and important part of their families. Each achievement and the effort that they make is also amazing. We should not take anything for granted. We must remember that without the help of Hashem, we cannot achieve anything. We must always make an effort ourselves when we do something, but we should always also ask for Hashem's help to succeed. I hope that I can continue to bring light into the world, not only into my home, but into all that I do, by the effort that I make and by my good deeds. I hope that I will always be a source of nachat to my parents and grandparents, to all of my teachers who have invested their time and effort in me, as well as to my community as a whole who have set the example for me to follow. Thank you all for listening to me and for helping me to celebrate becoming Bat Mitzvah. Thank you.
Yossi to Youths and Simcha Tanzen.
Let's turn this on, everyone. Hands together.
You're fun to be with and make us crack up.
And you're really obsessed with your little green pups.
The enjoyment you and us are having is so great. It's the fun of high school and staying up really late.
Fia, we hope you have a wonderful time. And really, we have to say that you look divine. The party tonight is loud. Mr. and Mrs. Silas, you really are the finest. In primary school you rule, as well as in high school. With your lucky snack packed in your bag, us children around you always nag. The party has just begun, we're having so much fun. The mother songs have just begun, and now the song is sang you done.
Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, in the perfect digesting. We're all going to get up and have a big Tanzen again. Thanks to Yossi.
It seems like only yesterday when you were 5 and I was 7 and we looked like exact twins. Thanks so much, your clothes, Mum. You were absolutely incredible in shul yesterday. I think you know that from the amount of people in our family crying when you had finished, including me. But before I talk about you, Fia, I just want to say that Mum, you look gorgeous tonight. Dad and Zaki, well, you look okay. But Fia, I can honestly say that you look like a real angel tonight. I try not to laugh and then I look at you and we both can't control it. We made play forts out of pillows and duvets at Grandma and Grandpa's house up north, and we hid whenever Mum and Dad came up the stairs. I bring Poppy the cat into your room every single time in the middle of the night and let her climb on your head, the only time when waking you up doesn't get you angry. I know I'm incredibly annoying and grumpy some of the time, well most of the time, but I really love you so much, and I want you to know how special you are to me and how much I appreciate you as a sister. I hope you have an amazing night tonight. It's your night, enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one man who could possibly follow that speech. Let's hear it for the wonderful Zaki!
Alright. Mr. Chairman, Mum, Dad, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say a few words about my little sister, Fia. Well, she seemed like my little sister when I first went off to Israel over a year ago, but now, on my return, I can see, like everyone else here, that Fia has become a lovely young lady. Like all brothers and sisters, we've had plenty of squabbles in the past, but always about the petty things. However, it never took us long to make up and be friends again, just as we are now and as it should be. I want her to know that I love her very much and wish her a future filled with good health and lots of happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses and drink a toast with me to a very special Bat Mitzvah girl, our Fia.
My darling daughter Fia. Firstly, there are many people here tonight who we need to thank. The Hasmonean caretakers for their help getting the hall ready. Yossi and the L'chaim Band for their wonderful music, and Ashi Amor for the great food. I must mention another few people to whom my family is indebted. Stephen and Paul. You are both very special people. For all that you do in each and every way, please accept this very public thank you, and I know you're going to hate me for it. David and Rob, there are not enough words, but thanks, and I'm just going to leave it there. Sharon, all the nagging worked. You are a great friend. I don't know what we would do without you, and I think you're going to kill me for this after as well. And Mandy and David, without whom I would not have been able to feed everyone over Shabbat, nor have such beautiful photos to look back on. We can't wait to see them. Can I also please mention Chaya and Barry, the most amazing youth leaders that Fia'z has ever seen. And last but not least, our chairman, Paul Mann. Who I know will relish every bit of this. Thank you, Paul. It would also be remiss of me not to mention the wonderful support of the Kinloss Shul community. For their devoted and unrelenting help that they have given to our family over many, many years. It is true to say that without you, we would not be able to celebrate this occasion in this way. Just over 12 years ago, we were fortunate enough to be blessed with our new baby, Sophia. Sophia was the perfect baby, so much so that she slept right through the night from just 3 weeks old, much to the horror of some who suggested that we should wake her up to feed her. We later learned that she was preparing herself to be the best baby in the world, for when she was just 6 months old, as most of you know, I got sick. Douglas and I decided that it would be best for me to take on a very punishing schedule of 4 operations and a course of chemotherapy over just 9 months to minimise the disruption for the children. With no family locally, the Kinloss community stepped up to the plate, and we found ourselves wrapped in a blanket of love and care. Every day almost, the doorbell would ring, and someone else would be there ready to take Fia out for the day. She went shopping, on school runs, to the swimming pool, you name it, Fia went. She was the happiest baby and brought such joy to so many people. Without the help and support that we received so unconditionally from people who we had hardly known, before, we would never have managed throughout it all. And Fia thrived. She truly was a child of the community. So to all those people, and you know who you are, words are not enough. So please just accept our heartfelt thanks. In just a few days' time, Fia and I will fly to Israel for her Bat-Mitzvah tour. We have a heavy schedule of things to do and see, including Masada and the Blind Museum in Cholon. However, the undoubted highlight of our trip will be on the 27th of December, when Fia will become a tour guide for the afternoon and will lead a tour through the Kotel tunnels. She will be responsible for pointing out all the significant parts along the route and keeping her audience interested. Sophia, as you are on the threshold of becoming an adult, it is my duty as your mum to guide you with both encouragement and words of advice. You are gifted and talented in so many ways. You bring such joy into our home with your laughter and your appalling jokes. As you said yesterday in your Devar Torah, Judaism is a religion of effort. You are a trier. You are also very trying, but that's another story. I know that your efforts will enable you to succeed in whatever you put your mind to. You are loving, kind and caring. Never lose those traits. They make you who you are, and that is someone very special. From now on though, you must make hard decisions for yourself, as I can no longer make everything all right, as I used to when you were a small baby. Please think carefully before you do and say things, and this pause will stand you in good stead. My bracha to you is that you find your true self, and you are honest and kind in all that you do. You are capable of doing whatever you wish, but the hard work must begin now. I love you very much and always will, and we will always be here for you whenever you need us.
2 minutes. My daughter's already given me timing. Robottom, Erica, family, friends, and so I always like to say those of you who are both. And of course, my darling Fia, it is your time. First, I want to publicly thank Erica and say how grateful I am, not only for me, but on behalf of the children as well, for everything she's done this weekend and to organise singing. She's an incredible wife and an incredible mother who's always there to support us, especially me. I also know, it's not in the script here, but Fia'z got something she'd like to give to you now. Except she hasn't got it. It's coming. The night of your Bat Mitzvah party in front of all our family and friends who were able to be with us. As I did for Zaki and Tali, I chose to share with you things from the book of Pirkei Avot, The Ethics of the Fathers, which is a collection of sayings that our sages said over hundreds of years, and which is split into 6 chapters. For Zaki, I used chapters 1 and 2. For Tali, I used chapters 3 and 4. For you, I'm going to use chapters 5 and 6. I've always found it full of wisdom and good advice during my life. I hope that it helps you too. Now, there are 3 things that I want to say to you tonight. The first is, there are 7 traits of a wise man. He does not speak before one who is wiser than himself. He does not interrupt his fellow. He is not hasty to answer. He asks what is relevant and answers to the point. He deals with the first point first and the last point last. Concerning matters about which he has not heard, he says, I have not heard, and he admits the truth. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? But if I had to select one piece of advice from the others, I would say that he does not interrupt his fellow is probably the most important. Not only is it polite not to interrupt someone, but I've learned a lot more in life from listening to others than speaking myself. Remember, you can't listen properly when you're talking. The second thing is there are 4 types of temperament. One who is easily provoked and easily pacified. His loss is cancelled by his gain. One who is hard to provoke and hard to pacify. His gain is cancelled by his loss. One who is hard to provoke and easily pacified. He is the same man. And one who is easily provoked and hard to pacify. He is a wicked man. Obviously, I want you to have the third type of temperament. Be hard to provoke and easy to pacify. Mine probably falls into the first category, being easily provoked and easily pacified, and I probably fall into the second category, being hard to provoke but hard to pacify. Either way, one cancels out the other. Take the best bits from both of us and be a saint. The third thing is the Torah is acquired by 48 virtues. Don't worry, I'm not going to name all 38. But these include humility, calmness, patience, a kind heart, acceptance of suffering, being content with one lot, with one's lot, loving God, loving mankind, loving charitable deeds, and judging others favourably. Again, these probably speak for themselves, but if I had to select 3 of them for particular mention, it would probably be humility, acceptance of suffering, and most importantly, judging everyone favourably. Like any parent, I want you as my child to be successful in life. Unfortunately, people seem to judge success based on having material possessions or by being in the public eye. I think that we should measure success in terms of humility, overcoming adversity, and doing good deeds for others. And remember, you should never judge another person because you are not in their shoes. And you should always try and judge people favourably and try and give them the benefit of the doubt if you can. Fia, we love you dearly, and have always done what we can up to now to see you on the right path and to help you make good choices. But during the rest of your life, you will make your own choices. Remember, sometimes you will have to make a hard choice, and sometimes you will have to sacrifice one thing for another. Please always choose wisely and think about the consequences before you do anything. I hope that you find these words of some comfort during difficult times in your life. For now, your mum and I hope you have a fantastic Bat-Mitzvah party and a wonderful life ahead. With much love, Dad. I've got 3 more things I want to say to you. But I don't want to just tell them to you, I'm going to show them to you. Action speaks louder than words. So the first thing is, remember, just because something has been done before, it doesn't mean that you can't be the first person to do it. And just because people say you can't, doesn't mean you can't. The second thing is, friends are very important. And, you know, what do they say? You can always get by with a little help from your friends. And the third thing is, you've always got to be prepared to laugh at yourself. I'm now going to take a few minutes to get ready, but I'm going to hand on to Paul, who'll guide you through the next bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for 2 of our favourite people in the world.